The Lake Oswego High School basketball coach physically bumping a player.
Now that coach has been fired because of his behavior at a holiday tournament. Tonight our Chris Woodard is digging deeper.
Yeah, guys, it's not the first time because these complaints, well, they go back at least 10 years. I've been looking through the paperwork all day today and found a history of behavioral problems, complaints about threats, racial slurs, and verbal abuse, and that's just to name a few of the complaints.
This was a chance for the Lake Oswego basketball team to shine, a tournament playing against the nation's #1 team. Instead, it is their coach, now fired, in the spotlight. These videos from parents and posted to YouTube show Coach Mark Shoff angrily getting in a player's face and physically bumping him. The coach has now been fired for what district leaders are only calling an investigation of concerns raised at last week's Les Schwab Invitational Tournament.
Hi, Nancy. Chris Woodard with KOIN 6 News here.
I called the district for answers and to ask if this was the only reason Shoff was fired, but they are not answering questions. And I went to Shoff's home to get his side of the story.
Get out of here.
But he didn't want to talk.
You have a few seconds?
So I did some digging. I found in 2010, Shoff was publicly reprimanded by the Teacher Standards and Practices Commission for an incident in gym class where he placed his foot on a student's back while they were doing push-ups and hit the student on the back of the head with a ball. I also found a group of parents and the ACLU filed a complaint against Shoff in 2004, accusing him of things like verbal abuse, threats, and racial slurs, including calling a Persian American player Bin Laden and telling white players basketball isn't just a game of black players anymore. In those ACLU documents, the district's attorney writes that Shoff was determined to have performance deficiencies in 3 significant areas: negativity, communication, and judgment. But he was not fired at the time. This week, his 19-year run at coach came to an end.
And of course, this brings back that age-old argument, something we're hearing. Is a tough coach just good for kids? Is this a generational thing? Well, the bottom line here is that Shoff is now out. And late this afternoon, we learned that the Lake Oswego district has named an interim head coach, Doug Kinsinger, who's been a college assistant and actually played and coached professionally in Iceland. Well, he'll take over for the remainder of this season. Back to you.
Thank you, Chris.